All right. Shalom Israel, Shalom. Got your other brother Tazwan, good brother, y'all coming back into these precepts. And yet, another cold cut, giving the cross all honor and glory to Yahweh. By Hashem my shot, while I'm like y'all shots out the dark of the righteous, get a mic upon Kapanyam. Lots of quiet by Yata that word. Right, that's double honor to the elders of the house of David. Right, has been laboring, pushing his truth to the four corners of this earth in sincerity and righteousness. Right, enduring all matter of afflictions. All right, I'm enduring all matters of doctrines. Right, being steadfast and diligent for 20, 30, 40 plus years, building up strong men, okay, building up the nation and increasing thy works and labors and teaching us what it means to be a student of this truth and keeping ourselves in student mode, right, lest we fall out and depart. Okay, also giving a strong shalom while y'all bashing out shy, brought a thumb to all the mighty Akim on the highways and byways, right, the mighty brothers making their body a living sacrifice, enduring all the elements, temptations, infirmities, in season, out of season, rain, hail, sleet, snow, okay, sunny days, cloudy days, man, out there to bid our people unto the wedding of our Lord, Hamashiach, Wamalak, Yahushua, right, and also for all of the mighty Akim, right, building themselves up, taking notes, being diligent, being steadfast, okay, receiving the milk, right, getting nurtured through the truth and through the scriptures, through the videos, and building themselves up to go out on the byways and hedges, right, bid you all a strong shalom as well. Also giving a hearty shalom, right, while Yah Bashim Yah my thumb to all the mighty Aquaf and the truth, married, unmarried, right, honoring and reverencing their husbands, right, being diligent, steadfast in all thy mighty offices, right, cooking, cleaning, sewing, submissive, giving alms, giving charity, working with thine hands, right, as mighty Proverbs 31 woman, man, right, as mighty Titus, the 2nd chapter, sisters, man, right, raising up the children decently in order to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, all right, and keeping all things, right, with their hands clean and pure. To all the mighty Aquas, right, bid you hearty shalom, right, also giving, right, a mighty strong, hearty shalom, while y'all bashing me out shy, Brock, washing my thumb, to all the mighty volume, the mighty children in this truth, in Israel, right, honoring thy mother and thy father, okay, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, right, being built up and steadfast, right, and nurtured, right, through the precepts, okay, through the commandments, and hearing the voice of the Lord, and being a pillar of light in this land of darkness and evil and wickedness and corruption. Bid you all a strong, hearty shalom, right, console through the spirit, right, we're going to jump into this Groundhogs Day through the spirit, man, okay, right, because a lot of men, right, you know, they may call these so-called days, you know, so I'm celebrating Groundhogs Day, right, or I'm just watching a so-called a groundhog, right, there's nothing wrong with that, okay, everything is so-called okay, right, it's just a beast, right, it's just a animal, right, it's just a so-called day, right, it doesn't really mean in anything, man, right, when all these days are rooted in idolatry, man, and madness and folly, man, right, these so-called days, right, which are called or set up to seem harmless, man, right, these things are set up to beguile and to overthrow you. All right, let's go to the book of Sirach. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 5, right, and verse number 15. It reads, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." Right, so you can't be ignorant in anything, man. Right, that's what the Lord said, man, and commanded, man. Right, not to be ignorant in anything, man. Right, so you can't blindly, right, go after these so-called days, man. Right, or say, well, it's not like it's so-called Christmas. Right, it's not like it's so-called a damn Thanksgiving, man. Right, it's just a so-called day, man. Right, you can't be partaking in the damn Groundhogs Day feast, right, the festivals, right, the so-called Groundhogs Day sale, man. right, and taking and being a part of this folly and madness, man. All right, let's dig into it. All right, Con. All right, so it says Groundhogs Day, right, Pennsylvania, right, German, right. So this tradition, right, of course, right, stems from so-called Europe, right, so-called Germany. Okay, right. It reads Groundhog's Day, right, also in Nova Scotia, right, known as Dax Day, is a tradition observed regionally in the United States and Canada on February 2nd of every year. It derives from Pennsylvania Dutch superstition. Right, so hold on now. First and foremost, right, these things derive from so-called superstitions, man. All right, let's get into that, man. Right, superstition. All right, a superstition is any belief or practice considered by non-practitioners to be irrational or supernatural, attributed to fate or magic, perceived supernatural influence, or fear of that which is unknown. Right, so these things, or this day already, man, right, goes back to so-called being a witch, man, right, or wizards, right, idolatry and madness, man, right, things that are contributed or the vain opinions or thoughts of man predicated off of a so-called beast. Okay, it reads, it is commonly applied to beliefs and practices surrounding luck, amulets, astrology, fortune telling, spirits, and certain paranormal entities, particularly the belief that future events can be foretold by specific unrelated prior events, man. All right, so this thing is all over the place, man. All right, let me get a preset. All right, so it's just random, man. All right, so-called. All right, it's like dealing with your so-called astrology, man. Right, so-called right. I'm a so-called tourist. Right, so today I'm gonna have a so-called good day. Right, I'm a so-called a Libra, so my so-called damn scale is off, man. Right, and the Lord, he told us not to deal with these things, man. Right, Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 31. It reads, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God, man. Right, so you can't be getting caught up with these spirits, man. All right, then Saul get destroyed, right? After seeking after a witch, man. Okay, right. Then many of our kings, right? Manasseh, right, deal with spirits, man. Right, when you read the book of Second Chronicles, the 33rd chapters, okay, dealing with spirits, right, dealing with these strange rites or rituals, rather, man. Okay, dealing with these strange gods. Okay, and then a lot of our kings, man, or men, or certain men in the scriptures get overthrown by defiling themselves with strange gods and idols, man. Okay, right. So, hey, you can't seek after these damn wizards, man, right, or be calling after these wicked days, man. All right, let's get back to it. Right. Right, come, man. So it says, particularly the belief that future events can be foretold by specific, unrelated prior events, man. Okay. Right, so, these men, so-called, these men, so-called, right, base the so-called season, or base how things work, right, based off of a damn beast, a damn animal, man. Right, that's how low, let me get another preset, man. Right, because that's how base and how foolish, man, this nation is. Right, you don't seek the Most High for all things, man. Right, you look at a damn creep. Right, a creeping thing. Right, it's the book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 7, man. Right? And this is how you know that this is Esau in his kingdom, man. Right? Because based upon these characteristics, man, right, this is the nature of this man. Right? Job chapter 30 and verse number 7. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together. Right? So we know Esau, right, the so-called white man, right? He was in these mountains, man. Right? He would tell you proudly, right, or tell you on his so-called Geicos, right, his so-called commercials, okay, his so-called movies, right, that he was the so-called caveman, right, that they were living up in the mountains of Caucasus, right, Slack it. And it says among the bushes they brayed, right, meaning what, man? Hey, you see these so-called right, these so-called festivals, right, where these right, where Esau, right, he'll dress up, right, in his so-called cow costume, man, right, and will run around on all fours, okay. These are so-called animal extremists, man, okay. They were so-called get naked in the street, walk around and they brand themselves as beasts, right, and burn themselves and say and stop eating the so-called calf, right? Stop eating cows. Stop eating beef, right? And they'll damn moo and bray, man. Hey, that's the spirit of these men. It reads, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were the children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth, man. Hey, these men are base men, man. Okay, right, to so-called, right, let a damn beast, right, to just run in the field, right, just let a beast out in the field, right, and then hey, if he doesn't turn around, right, he's good, right, but hey, if he does, right, then that means we got some more time. That's off, man, right? Hey, that's been a damn basement, right? It reads, and now am I their song, yea, I am their byword, right now, right? These men who are base, who are fools, man, right? Literally valor, right? Then the scum of the earth, right now, right? We are their song, man. Right now, we are set esteem as not, right, and set in the on places of lowness, man. Right, so let's get back to this, man. All right, it reads, it derives from the Pennsylvania Dutch superstition that if a groundhog emerges from its burrow on this day and sees its shadow, it will retreat to its den and winter will go on 6 more weeks. If it does not see its shadow, spring will arrive early in 2024, and early spring was predicted, man. Right, so hey, these things are folly, man. Right, because now all things are no longer governed by the Most High, but now things are governed, right, by the so-called groundhog, man. Right, that's madness, man. Okay, wasn't it just right so-called just snowing, right, like 3 weeks ago, man? Okay, and then a week later it was 80, right? It's like it was 70 one day, right, and then the following day, right, it was 80, right. So the Most High, hey, he's the one that controls all things, man. Right. How does the weather go, right, from a so-called, right, 60-degree change within a week, man, if things aren't done by the Most High, man? Right, because the Most High, he's the one that controls, right, and rules all things, man. Right, and isn't it so-called, right, freezing again, man? Right, so how did the so-called winter end, man? Right, reading on. It reads, while the tradition remains popular in the 21st century, studies have found no consistent association between a groundhog seeing its shadow and the subsequent arrival time of spring like weather, man. Okay, so even these the so-called scientists, right? The so-called men of Slocky, the so-called men of study, right? The so-called top men, right, of renown, man, right? Even their so-called studies, man, right, and calculations, man, right? See how the so-called groundhog, right, and their time, right, how it has no so-called association, right, or quote unquote effect on the weather, man, right, or that the so-called spring would come sooner, right, or would come later, man. Right, it reads, the weather lore was brought from German-speaking areas where the badger, right, which are Dax, right, where you get your Dax day from, right, is the forecasting animal. It is related to the lore that clear weather on the Christian festivals of Candlemas forebodes a prolonged winter, man. Okay. All right, so these things, man, I go back to folklore, fantasy, right? So-called random creations, man. Right? Hey, and then you got, man, this madness, man. All right? All right, where is Candlemas in the scriptures, man? Okay. Where's the this is madness, man. Right? Candlemas, also known as the Feast of the Presentation of Jesus Christ and the Feast of the Purification of the Blessed Virgin Mary, or the Feast of the Holy Encounter, man. Right? Where's these days, man? In the scriptures, man. Right? Right? You get these so-called, right, vain, right, so-called made up, right, holidays, man. Right? When did the Lord say, right, bow down and bless Mary, man? All right? All right, this is madness, man. All right, but reading on, all right, get into the history, right, .com, all right, history.com, right, reads, this day in history, February 2nd, on February 2nd, 1887, Groundhog Day, featuring a rodent meteorologist, is celebrated for the first time at Gobbler's Knob in Pennsauken, Pennsylvania. According to tradition, if a groundhog comes out of its hole on this day and see its shadow, it gets scared and runs back into its burrow, predicting 6 more weeks of winter. Whether no shadow means in early spring, man. Right, so and this is madness, man. Right, because who's to say, right, it's a so-called day, right, when it's damn cloudy out, man. Right, or when there's a large cover, right, or when there's trees, man. Right, that so-called groundhog is not gonna be able to see its shadow, man. Right, or what if it's a day that it's a so-called sunny, man. Right, it's a so-called sunny day, right, but the so-called groundhog, right, it sees its shadow, man. Right, and then it damn snows until May. Right, so these things are madness, man. Right, these things are foolish. Right, and these things are the imagination, right, of damn fools, man, and madness. All right, come on, let's read more into it. It reads, Groundhog's Day has its roots in the ancient Christian tradition of Candlemas. All right, when clergy would bless and distribute candles, right, needed for winter. The candles represented how long and cold the winter would be. Germans expanded on this concept by selecting an animal, the hedgehog, as a means of predicting weather. Once they came to America, German settlers in Pennsylvania continued the tradition. They switched from hedgehogs to groundhogs, which were plentiful in the Keystone State, man. Okay, right. So this so-called Folly Day, man, right? It started off right with the so-called hedgehog, right? Then they switched it up, right, and brought a quote unquote like groundhog, man. Okay, right? And now it's just a damn still a day a madness and folly, man. Okay, Slocky. Let me jump down. It reads groundhogs, also called woodchucks, whose scientific name is Marmota monax, typically weigh 12 to 15 pounds and live 6 to 8 years. They eat vegetables and fruits, whistle when they're frightened or looking for a mate. They're sometimes called whistle pigs and can climb trees and swim. They go into hibernation in late fall. During this time, their body temperatures drop significantly. Their heart beats slow from 80 to 5 beats per minute, and they can lose 30% of their body fat. Right, and there's a lot of animals, man, that do that, man. Okay, they say even bears, man. Right, that's how these animals, right, when when the Lord brings on these winters, man. Okay, when the Lord brings forth right snow, right, and everything starts to so-called right die, right, everything starts to so-called fall away, right, and there's no crops, right, that's growing because the ground and the water in the ground is frozen, man, right, and doesn't yield anything, man, right. When life is starting to cease, these animals, right, they will slow down their heartbeats, man, right, so that they are able to sleep and to also preserve their life force, right, for lack of better terms, right, during these winter, man, right, so that they don't have to go out and to eat as much, and they can have that food from when they arise from their slumber and their rest. Okay, right. Reading on, it reads, in February, male groundhogs emerge from their burrows to look for a mate, not to predict the weather. Before going underground again, they come out of hibernation for good in March, man. Right, so even your so-called History Channel, man, right, and these men, right, they do nothing but just go into the so-called studies, man, right, go into the so-called in-depth things of this world and madness, man, right, even they account, right, that what, man, right, that these so-called animals, man, right, that they emerge, right, looking for mates, man, right, not to predict the damn weather, man, right. So these are our vain things, man, and vain imaginations, man. All right, let me get a precept on that. All right, because the wicked, man, they do nothing but think and ponder upon things that are vain and folly. All right, so this is the book of Sirach, chapter 16, and verse number 23. He that wanteth understanding will think upon vain things, and a foolish man erring imagineth follies, man. All right, right, and on one fold, man, a man that wanteth, man, is a man that's lacking, right. So if you lack understanding, man, right, if you lack wisdom, if you lack discernment, man, you're gonna think upon damn vain things, man, right, and start creating all types of damn fallacies and damn and foolishness, right, inside of your mind. It reads, "In a foolish man erring," right, going right, just going off, man. All right, it reads, "Imaginative follies," man. Right, so that's why I read the book of Job earlier, man. Right, the 30th chapter, man. Right, because the Lord said, man, that these men were fools, man, a base men, and only a fool, right, and a man that's void of understanding and discernment, man, is going to imagine such follies, man, and madness, man. Okay. All right. Let's go to Slocking. Let's go to this article. Right back in this article. All right, Con. All right, Salaki. All right, let me jump in to this article. All right, ABC. All right, ABC 7 Chicago. What are Groundhogs Day's origins? Celtic people across Europe mark the 4 days that are midway between the winter solstice, the spring equinox, the summer solstice, and the fall equinox. What the Celts called embolic is also around when Christians celebrate Candlemas, timed to Joseph and Mary's presentation of Yahushua at the temple in Jerusalem, man. All right, and there's no so-called account, right, of Candlemas, man. All right, slide it. Let me get that Saint man. Right, because there's no saint, right? There's no so-called, right? There's no so-called, right, set up right there. There's no so-called damn, right, so-called day, right, when the Lord said now this day shall be the day of candles, right? The day of so-called, right, setting up damn folly and madness, man. All right, come on, let's go to the book, right, at St. Matthew, Salaki. Right, St. Matthew, chapter 2, and verse 9. It reads, when they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star, which they saw in the east, went before them, till it came, and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeareth to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. Right, so there's no so-called day of Candlemas, man. Right, it's like you have men, right, who brought forth, right, spices, man, right, frankincense, right, gold and myrrh, man, right, to, right, so-called to give as gifts, man, right, until, right, that this child that was being until this child that was being born. Right, Slacky. Let me get a quick precept. All right. Come on. Let me get a quick precept. All right. Come on. Let me go to the book, right, of Genesis. All right, Genesis chapter Salakia. Genesis chapter 24. And I'm gonna start at verse. All right, Salakia. Actually, Salakia. Not Genesis 24. Salakia. Genesis chapter Salakia. Genesis chapter 23. And I'm gonna start at verse. Salakia. I'm gonna start at verse number 4. Right, reads Salakia. And I am a stranger and sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my Lord, thou art a mighty prince among us, in the choice of our sepulchres. Bury thy dead, none of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth. And he communed with them, saying, If you mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, and entreat for me to Ephron the son of Zoar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he have, which is in the field, the end of his field, for as much money as it is worth, he shall give it me for a possession of a burying place, man. Right, let me jump down to verse 14. It reads, And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead, man. Right, so our forefathers had customs, right? Right, So like our forefathers had customs, man. Right, of giving silver, man. Okay, right, giving so-called alms, man. Right, or even in the sense, right, of when it comes to a so-called a birth, man. Right, so it's for a birth, right, for a funeral, man. Right, even you read that in the book of Exodus, right, the 30th chapter, right, even laying up, right, that money for the dead, right, but this is what I wanted. Genesis chapter 25 and verse number 1. It reads, Then again Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bare him Zimran and Jokshan and Midian and Ishbak and Shua. All right, I'm gonna jump down to verse number 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac, and but unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived, unto the east country, man. Right, so Abraham, right, he gave Isaac, right, all that he had, but he gave his children gifts, right, from the time that they were born, man. Right, gave them gifts, right, sent them up upon their way. Right, so right, these men, right, who came and gave gifts, right, gave incense, the frankincense and myrrh, right, that came and gave gifts, right. This is not something that's new, man. Right, that's not something that's uncommon, man. Right, for the time of one's birth, right, to bring forth, right, or to give gifts. Right, so let's go back to this thing, man. I read it on. It reads, Ancient people would watch the sun, stars, and animal behavior to guide farming practices and other decisions, and the practices of watching an animal's emergence from winter hibernations to forecast winter has roots in similar German tradition involving badgers or bears. Pennsylvania Germans apparently substituted the groundhog, endemic to the eastern and midwestern United States, man. Right, Consulaki. It reads, historians have found a reference in 1841 diary to groundhog weather forecast in early February. Among families of German descent in Morgantown, Pennsylvania, according to late Don Yoder, a University of Pennsylvania professor whose 2003 book about Groundhog's Day explored the Celtic connection. Yonder concluded the festival has roots in ancient, undoubtedly prehistoric weather lore, man. Right, Con. Right, so again, man, these things, right, goes back to strange lores, man. Right, and madness. Right? It reads, why is Groundhogs Day celebrated in Patuxentny? Patuxentny is an area that Pennsylvania Germans settled in the late 1880s, started celebrating by picnicking, hunting, and eating groundhogs, man. Right, so this day was started right by them hunting and them eating groundhogs, man. Right, hey, and that's off, Shalaki, and that's all. Let's get that in the law. Let's get that in the law, man. Right, you can't just damn see these damn beasts, man, and start eating them, huh? Okay. Right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, and verse number 2. It reads, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. And the Lord had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all nations that are upon the earth. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing, man. Right. So the Lord commanded that we should not eat anything that's an abomination. Right. What are some things that are abominations? Right. Verse number 6. And every beast that parteth the hoof and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel and the hare and the coney. For they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof. Therefore, they are unclean unto you, man. Right, so, right, Salakia. And I believe that's in the Leviticus, right, 11 and verse 30. Right, those things, right, more specifically, man, right, that go up on their paws, man. Salakia, let me touch on that real fast. Right, it's the book of Salakia, Leviticus chapter 11 and verse number 27. It reads, and whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all fours, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until even, and he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until even. They are unclean unto you. Salakia. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth. The weasel and the mouse and the tortoise after his kind, and the ferret and the chameleon and the lizard and the snail and the mole, man. Right? Right. So the so-called Slack, the so-called Slack, the so-called a groundhog, man. Right? It's so-called goes after, right, or has these kind of characteristics, man. Right, as a hare, right, and as a so-called mole and a mouse. Right, it reads, the groundhog, also known as the woodchuck, is a rodent of the family Sciriae, belonging to the group of large ground squirrels known as marmots, man. Right, so hey, these things are rodents, man. Right, which are what? Right, such as, right, the so-called squirrel, right, and also, right, the beaver, right, and the so-called mouse, man, right, the so-called field mouse, man, right. So it's in a sense, right, a so-called, right, oversized, right, mouse, right, and it's also in the same family, right, as the conies. The hell, Shalaki. All right, going to, right, the Sciriae family. Squirrels are members of the family, right, Sciriae, a family that includes small or medium-sized rodents. Squirrel family includes tree squirrels, ground squirrels, including chipmunks and prairie pigs, and flying squirrels, man. Right, so in a sense, right, these men who had these feasts or festivals, right, these men were eating them rodents, man, right, which is madness, right, and folly, right, and off, right, right, Shalaki. So let's let's go into this article real fast, right? From study.com, right? Study.com. It reads, Groundhogs Day is an annual holiday that occurs on February 2nd and is popular in North America. On this day, spectators watch a groundhog leave its burrow, traditions that if the groundhog glimpses its own shadow, there will be 6 additional weeks of winter. If the creature does not view its shadow, spring will come early that year. Groundhog's Day history is rooted in the ancient Celtic tradition of observing the pagan holiday Imbolc to mark the beginning of spring. Initiations and weather predictions took place during Imbolc. The ancient Celtics divided the calendar by 2 equinoxes and 2 solstices, and Imbolc occurred on the midway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, man. Right, so this thing is rooted in idolatry, man. Right, this thing is rooted in idolatry, man. Right. So let's get into this thing, man. Right. So when you're dealing with so-called Groundhog's Day, understand that this thing goes back to Celtic German traditions, man. Right. It reads, so-called traditions. Early Celtic celebrations included lighting fires to warm the frozen land, hanging a four-cornered Bridget cross above the doorways to bless and protect the home, and practicing weather divination as a way to predict the future, man. Right, so you're dealing with witchcraft, man. Right, and being a wizard. Right, you're using divinations, man. Right, calling upon spirits. Right, it reads, ritual ideas. It says Imbolc pays homage to the returning light. Slakia, right? This is from thornandclaw.com. How to celebrate Imbolc. It reads, Imbolc pays homage to the returning light, and the quintessential tradition involves lighting candles to symbolize the glowing sun. Create a sacred space within your home and adorn it with candles of varying sizes. As you light each one, reflect on the increasing daylight and the warmth it brings, man. Right? So now you're dealing with that sun worship, right? You're dealing with divination and spirits, okay? Right? And dealing with all kinds of madness, man. Right? So let me jump straight in to the point of this thing, man. Right, it reads, Imbolc is mentioned in early Irish literature, and some evidence suggests it was also an important date in ancient times. It is believed that Imbolc was originally a pagan festival associated with the lambing season and the goddess Brigid. Historians suggest that the saint and her feast day are Christianizations of these, man. Right? Right, so now, right, this thing, it gets deep, man. Right? Right, dealing with them strange gods, man. Right, it reads Brigid or Bridget, meaning exalted one. Also, Brig is a goddess of pre-Christian Ireland. She appears in Irish mythology as a member of the Tuatha De Dean, the daughter of the Dagda and wife of Bris, whom she had a son named Rudan. She is associated with wisdom, poetry, healing, protection, smithing, and domesticated animals, man. Right? So, hey, this thing is completely madness, man. It reads, Cormac's glossary, written in the 9th century by Christian monk, says that Brigid, the goddess whom poets adored, and that she had 2 sisters, Bridget the healer and Bridget the Smith, this suggests she may have been a triple deity. She is also thought to have some relation to British Celtic goddess Virginia, right? Right. So now you're dealing with a pantheon, man. Right, a triple damn deity, man. Right, dealing with these different gods and goddesses, man. Right, it reads Saint Brigid shares many of the goddess's attributes, and her feast day, 1 February, was originally was originally a pagan festival. It has thus argued that the saint is a Christianization of the goddess, or that the lore of the goddess was transferred to her, man. So with that, man, right, these so-called days, man, right, are more deeper and rooted in idolatry, right, than men may think. Right, let me get a few precepts and close out. Right, this is the book of Acts, chapter 4 and verse 24. And when they heard that, they lifted up their voice to the Most High with one accord and said, Lord, thou art the Most High, which has made heaven and earth and the sea and all that in them is, who by the word of thy servant David has said, why did the heathen rage and the people imagine vain things, man? Right, so these people, they imagine vanity, man, and lies, right, and folly, man, and madness, man. Okay, let me get one more precept on this, man. Let's go to Proverbs 14 and verse number 18. Right, Proverbs chapter 14, verse 18. It reads, the simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge, man. Right, so the men that are simple-minded, man, right, they're going to inherit folly, man. They're going to set beasts and wild animals, right, at a high esteem, man. Right, and set the so-called wisdom of this world, okay, and vain imaginations, right, in a high regard, man. Okay, it says, Slakia. It reads, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge, man. Right, so those who are prudent, who are seeking out the matters, right, seeking out the wisdom, seeking out the knowledge, the understanding, man. Right, those men are going to be crowned with knowledge, with blessings, and with mercy and with grace from the Most High, man. Okay, let me get one more. All right, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 21, and verse number 26. It reads, the heart of fools is in their mouth, but the mouth of the wise is in their heart, man. Right, meaning what? Right, those who are fools, man. Right, they utter things, man, to make themselves sound right, man. Right, or to make themselves sound as if they know something, man. Right, as the Lord said in Proverbs, a fool, right, uttereth all his mind, man. Right, but what? But the mouth of the wise is in their heart, man. Right, meaning that those men, they may speak, small, man. Right, they may not just say much, right? Just damn ramble, man. Right, and speak things out of season, man. And will also seek out, right, diligent matters, man. Right, as the Lord said in Proverbs 25 and 2. Right. So with that, brother Tazwan, goodbye. Y'all are coming back here with these precepts. And yeah, another cold cut, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashak, Wamalak Yahweh. Hope this lesson was extremely edifying. Until the next time, I want to say, Shalom. Kwam Yashab.